What's up, everyone? Today I'm hiking into the woods to cowboy camp for the very first time. I'm seeing wildlife up close, cooking delicious food on the campfire, and sharing tips for how to make your camps better. But when you're sleeping alone under the stars, things aren't going to go as planned, and you have to find a way to make it work. Let's get into it.
Holy cow, look at that fawn. It's still got its spots. I don't see Mama anywhere. Holy cow. This spot is incredible. Honestly, I may just cowboy camp. These views are insane and the weather's gorgeous.
I had some issues with my sound. Thankfully, I think I have them resolved. Fingers crossed, all my fingers crossed. So cowboy camping means that you're just sleeping under the stars. There's no shelter, there's no tent, just you and your sleeping bag or your pad or whatever it might be. And because of that, I want to make sure that it's a little windy up here. So I want to make sure that the wind isn't blowing on me too much. And the easiest way to tell wind direction, at least that I know of, is you just lick your finger, hold it up, and when you feel the wind hitting that moisture, it's going to cause it to evaporate, which is going to make your finger feel cool. And that way you know which direction the wind's coming from. So because the wind is coming from this direction predominantly, I think right here is going to be the best spot for me because I get protection from the wind and I can see out over that little lake over there, which is going to be gorgeous because that's facing east. So it's going to be beautiful in the morning. So I think like right here is perfect. That's all she wrote. Does make things simpler when you're not setting up a shelter. Now that we're all set up for the night, let's go get some firewood.
That scared the bejesus out of me. I think it's a deer. Oh yeah. So I stumbled on two deer hiding. There's one and there's the other. You can just see the reflection of their eyes. Well, I don't want to disturb y'all, so enjoy. That is the one problem with these designated campsites, is they're always picked over for loose wood.
I have this big piece, and basically what I'm going to try to do is split it down the middle a bit so it exposes more of the wood to the fire and hopefully burns a little bit better. Well, that's not exactly good, but it might work out nonetheless. I'm going to try another trick I learned, which is basically you saw about halfway through the wood. So you got about the cut about halfway, and then you break it and it exposes a bit more of the wood to the fire. Tonight's meal is very simple to make. It's udon noodles, which I'm just gonna cook in the pot. A little bit of canned chicken for protein. And then this sauce in these two containers is just soy sauce, sesame oil, sriracha, peanut butter, and rice vinegar. Basically you have a lot of soy sauce, a decent amount of peanut butter and rice vinegar, and then a little bit of sriracha and a little bit of sesame oil, and then taste test from there. This has extra sesame oil in case I need it. And this is honey, which I'm hoping to put on top of the peaches, which I'm gonna try to grill. Never done that before, so we'll see how it happens. Huzzah, we have a boil. Now I'm supposed to put the noodles in. You're supposed to put the whole pot in, or the whole package, into 3 quarts of water, and I do not have a 3-quart pot. So what I'm gonna do is break them in half and then put in about half now and cook the other half later. And then I'm supposed to bring this to a simmer. I haven't ever cooked peaches on a fire before, or grilled them. So worst comes to worst, I'll eat them raw, but I want to at least give it a shot, you know? Why not? So I'm just gonna get these ready while the noodles are taking their time to boil. Like worst comes to absolute worst, I'll have some raw peaches and honey, which, you know, the last thing fruit needs is more sugar, but it is gonna be tasty. One other thing to note, I use a rubber band to keep the lid on my pot together so I can put stuff inside the pot.
And I was like, what do I do with the rubber band while I'm cooking? So I just put it on my wrist. And I think I'll even remember to put it back on, which will be great. Putting them on like that. See if it works. This is gonna get real fast. Ow, yeah, my hand is already hurting. Let's try something else. I'm just gonna try the old stick them through. Let's see which catches fire first, my peaches or the stick. We had a bit of an issue with the first set. They got a little burned because I had to attend to my pot, which boiled over and put out the flame. But that's fixed. Hopefully these come out a little bit better because I can pay closer attention to them. A little charred, a little ashy, but yeah, it's okay. All right, so I got the warm noodles in the pot, cold noodles on there. So I'm just gonna put the chicken on and hopefully the noodles will warm it up a bit. So, looks like I need to move it to flatter ground. I'll have to clean all this up so animals don't come crawling around. Oh, I think it'll actually work out okay. But yeah, definitely gonna have to clean up after myself pretty well. All right, let's try these noodles. I just love carbs so much. Noodles just hit the spot every time. Especially with something like this where it's just flavorful and spicy and oh, it's delicious. Yeah, I highly recommend this. I would say it's like a 8 out of 10. Noodles could be cooked a little bit better. Sauce could be a little bit more flavorful. Chicken could definitely use some work instead of just coming straight out of the can, but man, this is delicious. All right, let's try these peaches. The peaches themselves are delicious. The charred skin and the ash, not so much. Definitely just gonna eat the raw ones. Still, that was an interesting idea. I never tried it before. Glad I gave it a shot. All right, dinner was delicious, but it's time to do the dishes, hang my bear bag, and go to sleep because I am exhausted. I'm far enough away from camp that I think this is good to go. Just wash a little bit off. Put a little bit of soap into either. Rinse everything, some clean water, and then I just dry everything down. When you're in bear country, you want to put anything with a scent in your bear bag, and that includes your toothbrush and your toothpaste. Ta-da! So there I just tossed the rope over first, so that way I don't break the eggs that I have in my bear bag. They're in a container, but just in case. I'm just gonna tie the bear bag to the rope, or the rope to the bear bag, I guess, and then hoist it up. And then just use the friction of the bark of the tree to keep your rope from sliding. So wrap it around a few times, and then I just double the rope up, put it through a few times. Should be good to go. One last thing to do is to put the fire out completely. Especially on a windy night like tonight, you gotta make sure the fire is out. So that's the last thing you wanna see right before you go to bed. This is discarded snake skin. Not sure what type, but that's right by my sleeping pad. Well, friends, it is late and I have to get up early for work in the morning, so I'm gonna call it a night. Just gonna read a little of this book that I've been reading, Shadowland by Peter Straub. Been on my list for a while, just never picked it up until recently, so I'm excited to get into it. But I'm just gonna read for a little bit and then fall asleep under the sky. Unfortunately, no stars because there's a lot of cloud cover, but still a beautiful night out. Talk to you in the morning. Morning. Yeah, didn't sleep too well, which is a bummer, but it was a perfect night to sleep under the stars. Beautiful weather, and thankfully nothing crawled in the sleeping bag with me, so that was good. It's about 30 minutes before the sun's up, but time to get up and after it so I can get out for work. And there's his little friend. Yeah, he's got to be used to humans. Or maybe just hasn't learned fear yet, I don't know. Let's get a fire going for a little bit of breakfast. All right, let's get this bear bag down so we can eat. My wife's definitely gonna make me cut that. So in addition to the coffee, I have some burger buns, some eggs, some Spam, hot sauce, and honey, which I'm going to turn into a nice little breakfast sandwich. Yeah, processed meats. I used to love this stuff when I was a kid. Haven't had it in years though. Let's see how it tastes. So I think I'm just gonna grill it, kind of spear it through, and then cook it on the fire while the eggs are cooking in the pot. Oh yeah, she is crisping up nicely. The secret to good scrambled eggs, not that these are going to be good, because it's on way too high of a heat and a variety of other factors, but the secret is to always keep stirring. Not bad. Last but not least, just want to warm up the buns a bit. The Spam turned out very nicely. The burger buns, well, this burger bun, okay. But this one, not so much. This one, eh. This one, they'll all do. And then the scrambled eggs turned out pretty well. A lot of char with this meal. Just going to dribble on some hot sauce, which won't melt into the bread because I burned it. But wow, can't believe that landed right side up. Not exactly what I was aiming for, but I think it'll be tasty. Ooh, I'm excited for this. Okay, yes, definitely charred. Gotta admit. But the Spam is better than I remember it being. I don't know. It's not bad. I mean, it's obviously ultra processed and it's incredibly salty. So wouldn't recommend eating it often, but it's a nice on breakfast sandwich. Yeah, the hot sauce just brings everything together too. Oh, I'm so grateful for it. What a perfect, perfect morning. And what would breakfast be without coffee? I've started grinding my own coffee. Makes a huge difference. I can just pick different beans that have amazing flavors, and it's really nice. Oh yeah, that is a spot. I've been having trouble with my bear bag ropes tangling. I learned something that is helpful for how to stop ropes from tangling. So I'm gonna show y'all. So you basically wanna have like a little loop tied at the end, just dangle that over your fingers, and then spread your hand out as much as you can in a kind of a figure 8 pattern, and then just wrap it around like that. Keep your fingers spread. And then when you get to the last 3 feet or meter or so, pinch in the middle, take off your fingers. You want to have the knot hanging at one end, and the excess rope you're just going to twist around, moving away from that little loop at the end. So when you get about here, I would say, you want to make a little P, like a little letter P, and then just slide that over. So you have like a little knot that you can tighten. And then when you need the rope, you just pull on that. This has been an incredible spot, but it is time to head out. One thing to keep an eye out for, especially in areas with deer or other large animals, is that you follow the human trail
instead of a deer trail, because that's what I was just doing for a little bit there. Thankfully, it didn't lead me too far astray, but definitely something to keep an eye out for. Thanks for following along. That was an absolute blast. Getting to sleep outside with no tent, no tarp, just the sky over top of me. That was awesome. Really glad I got to try that out. And it was a perfect night for it. Glorious temperatures, just a little breeze, absolutely perfect. The food was really good. Those noodles are always delicious. Reuniting with Spam was a good time. The buns were definitely a little crisp, not gonna lie, but overall delicious. And the highlight of the trip though was definitely getting to see that buck and that fawn and the doe. Like, what a wonderful time. Thanks for following along, and I'll catch you next time.